My name's Eath Johnson. I'm from Roswell, New Mexico, and I graduated November 3rd of 2023.
Man, it's been that long already?
I know, almost a year.
Yeah. Where are you currently at and what are you working on?
I'm back at home right now. I just got off a job 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to try and get back on another place on Monday, so
Shoot, yeah. Where's that one going to be at?
I'm not sure yet. I think
Yeah.
it'll be around here somewhere.
Yeah. Hopefully it ain't no 15-hour drive anyway.
Yeah.
I think the longest drive I ever had for a test was like 20 hours. And I blew two tires on my travel trailer and then I busted my test. It was a 36-inch spiral seam, 500 wall test.
Golly.
Yeah. And we had a brother-in-law, and man, that I don't know if you've welded on any spiral seam pipe yet or not, but when you cut it,
Uh,
it just like springs apart and it's nowhere close to being square.
oh yeah.
Yeah, me and my brother-in-law, I bet we grinded on that thing for 4 hours before we finally called it good enough.
God dang.
And we had bottle jacks in there pushing and pulling and just trying to get it all pushed back into place. Man, it was a headache for sure.
Your brother-in-law bust too?
Oh yeah. So actually
Yeah.
20 welders tested that day and 20 welders busted. I was still pretty young off of my career. I'd probably only been welding 2.5 years. And I called for that job. And it was paying outrageous amounts of money, which should have been a catch right there and then, but
Yeah.
they ended up busting the test and went over and talked to one of the inspectors and was like, hey man, like you didn't even give me a chance to fix it. I had a little bit of undercut in the bottom of it, and it was X70 pipe too. So it was hard pipe and had a little bit of undercut at the bottom. It's like, man, just give me a shot to fix it at least. He's like, oh no, can't do that. One shot's all you get. And
Oh shoot.
I'm like, all right, man, sounds good. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. We've tested like 150 welders and only six of them have passed. So something tells me there was definitely something else going on there. There was no use in arguing. His decision was made. So I just rolled my truck up and took my 12 between my legs and got back on the phone and started calling everybody I knew and their dog.
Yeah.
What is the most amount of money you've made in a week since you've been out of school?
Probably around 3 grand doing downhill.
Yeah, that's about a 60-hour week.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do you think about them 60-hour weeks?
that ain't bad.
Yeah,
Growing up with my dad, we used to do 75, 80 hour weeks in 5 days.
yeah.
The hours don't scare me.
If you're working 50 hours a week in pipeline and you're part-time.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I know when I started working here at the school and dropping down to 50 hours a week, it was amazing. I
yeah,
had my weekends off and all that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. We preach worth ethic, accountability, and integrity here at Western Welding Academy. How important is that out in the field?
that's all it is out in the field. If you don't got one of those things, you're not a good employee, I'd say. That's all super important.
What made you want to be a welder?
My grandpa and my dad were both welders, so kind of third generation welder.
Why did you choose Western Welding Academy over just having your old man show you what's going on?
I just thought it was really popular. I did some looking into it, and it seemed like a pretty good option. My old man only ever did downhill, and I kind of wanted to learn the TIG and all that kind of stuff. Plus, he is a very busy man because he owns his own business.
Yeah, so myself, obviously, I went to trade school also, but my whole family's mechanics and body mechanics. So, there's some spot welding here and there, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah,
In my opinion, and I'm sure you feel the same way now, it's a huge advantage to go to a trade school just so you're not a one-trick pony.
it gives you that confidence too. Like I took two branches at Western Welding Academy, and you know, my first branch out in the field, I wasn't worried about it too bad at all.
Right. Yeah. So I think the first branch I ever did, so my trade school didn't offer that, wasn't even an option. But the first branch I ever took was the night before I had to go test, and it looked rough. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
was kind of figuring it out on my own too. I didn't really have anybody. The welder that I was helping, he was there helping me, but it was pretty late in the evening, and we just
yeah,
work, so we didn't do a whole lot of grinding and prepping. We just kind of threw it together, and he gave me the basic idea, and but it wasn't going to be able to help me test the next day either. So gave me the run through on it. So I definitely didn't get 8 hours spent just fitting and practicing and all that either.
yeah. Then I had you and Austin to help me pretty
Yeah,
much all night.
yeah. Yeah, that first branch, it definitely takes a long time to get one put together. And
Yeah.
once you get it about halfway figured out, though, you can whip them out pretty quick.
Yeah, my last one, I think we started at 8 and I was done about 1.
Yeah.
So 5 hours or so.
We usually got going about 7. And if I was done by 1, 2 o'clock. It was a pretty good day. I never did understand why people wanted to drag their test out all day. I'm ready to go back to the campground and start drinking beer or get back on the road and drive home with my tail between my legs.
Yeah, especially when it's 105 outside. Definitely
Right?
try to get there quick.
Yeah, I'm not trying to dink around all day. Get paid.
So,
Usually they pay you all day when you test, whether you're there all day or not. So
so far, that's how it's always been for me.
yeah, that's definitely the way to go. Yeah, and you're from New Mexico, so that's quite a haul.
Yeah, it's a little ways.
Yeah, how many hours does it take you to get up here?
12 and a half, 13.
Yeah. Welders, they kind of get a bad rap for being cocky or whatever, but there's no other trade that gets a phone call to come to a job that has to drive 12 hours to maybe have a job.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You have any memorable moments from the table that you'd like to share?
Getting past 5G, 5 week 5G on that uphill.
Yeah.
That was a good relief. I think that one took me about 2 weeks to get past. And
Yeah.
I was just tired of doing them.
I bet, man. Yeah. So that is definitely one thing we definitely preach here is that it's 5 week 5G for a reason,
Yeah.
It'll make or break you for sure. And I don't think a lot of people understand that 5G is the most common welding position you're gonna be welding in either.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially downhill. That's like everything.
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's why we spend so much time on it because you gotta be able to do 5G.
Yeah.
What are some of the highlights that you remember being here at Western Welding Academy?
Third shift was fun. I know that that's gone now. I like getting to weld with the instructors. Me and Austin, brother-in-law, some stuff, and that was fun.
I'm pretty sure 90% of the students that we ever got on third shift did not want to be on third shift when it was assigned to them. But
Yeah.
then by the time 6 months was over, they were pretty glad that they were on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked a different shift.
What was the hardest part about being here at school and how did you overcome it?
Probably being so far from home, but we got phones now and everything, so make phone calls and not too bad.
So the trade school that I went to, it was 6 hours. So if I really wanted to go home in a day, I could make the trip and turn around and
Yeah.
come back real quick, fast in a hurry. But I think it's kind of one of them bittersweet moments where you're far enough away from home where you're on your own, but it sure would be nice to see mom every now and again too.
It kind of gets you where, you're kind of used to it though. Once you start getting out of town, going on jobs and stuff.
I'm sure you figured this out already that if you're not on the road, you ain't making no money.
Yeah, you can't say too busy close to home. So,
Yeah, if there was no jobs at home when you left, there won't be none when you get them back either.
yeah,
How important was networking with your students and your instructors while you were here at school or after you got out of school?
it's important. You're the only instructor I still talk to though.
Yeah.
But I definitely know a lot of students, and I still talk to a lot of them. And actually, on my last job, I had a student as my helper who went there at the same time as me, and that was kind of cool. We
Yeah.
got to talk about like being up there and everything. But I'd say it's definitely important.
Would you do it all over again?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time there.
Once you graduated, how fast a turnaround was it for your first test?
It took me a little bit
Yeah.
to get to know some people and everything. I think about 3 months.
3 months for your
Yeah,
first pipeline test?
yeah.
I mean, still, man, being 19 years old pipeline, that's pretty impressive. Looking back, what advice would you give yourself?
Make sure to take your time at school. Don't try to rush through it because then you're only really cheating yourself if you're trying to just get past everything.
There's definitely no participation trophies out there, is there?
No, no, definitely not.
What's the best advice you would give a new student?
Definitely keep your hood down and what you put into the school is what you're going to get out. If you take your time and try to make everything perfect and really put in a lot of effort, you're going to benefit a lot more from that.
I think currently we got 16 full-time instructors working at the school. It was about the same amount of number you had when you were here, but we had 3 shifts. Now we only have two, but I'm sure you can attest to this, but we can show you, we can get in the booth and weld with you, but if you don't put the hood time in, you ain't going to get it. It's definitely something you got to put the hard work in to get. It's not going to be handed.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody that's on the fence about coming to Western Welding Academy?
There's other options, but I think it kind of does put you on a fast track to get out in the field. And
You obviously could have just probably went and helped your old man.
yeah,
That probably could have been an option for you, especially,
yeah,
being third generation welder. So, yeah, I'd have to agree with that. There's definitely other options, but it's just time is money, and it depends on how much time you want to spend in to start making them welder wages.
yes, sir.
Yeah. And so that's kind of, I talked about it the other day with Tyler. He's like, you can go join a union and be an apprentice and do that for 3 to 5 years, or you can come to a trade school and learn how to downhill or learn how to stainless or carbon. And even if you go join a union, usually they'll cut 2 or 3 years off your apprenticeship just because you've already mastered the skill of welding. Now you just have to master your trade.
Yeah.